Want free power? You're probably ignoring it right now. Everyone is obsessed with the gear, but talents can give you a game changing boost without actually spending nothing but some resources there. It's not that hard even to get these resources. I'll break down why talents are your silent MVP, how to prioritize them, and which one matter the most in temporal vortex. Now I'm going to talk about, obviously I'm using a wild team for the temporal vortex. If you get lucky to get these heroes, yes, but this is basically applying for every team you build for temporal vortex, and not only temporal vortex, but I'm going to give the example with the temporal vortex. First thing first, I'm going to start with my main DPS, and this is Fora. Boy Fora is doing like 500, 600 k damage per second. Absolutely crazy. And this is the talents. Now, I actually put her to have this talents, which is when the hero HP is above 60%, their attacks increases by 10%. This is not the game changing. When the wild dies over 5, attack enemy deals additional 100 fire damage. This effect can be triggered every 5 seconds. Here we have when rolling 5 or higher on the wild dice, the damage for this instance is increased by 15%. And this is maybe the most important one that I spent, and I decide this is going to be for Fora. Whenever the vortex from the pillar of the secret flames giants energy, there is a 20% chance to giant an extra stack of energy. This chance is influenced by the dice roll of the pillar of the secret flame. The main damage of the Fora is actually her spell. Let me open the hero again, and this is the spell. Now this spell I saw doing like 20 million damage. A single spell, 20 million damage, which I'm not gonna lie is crazy. It's crazy, guys. And this is doing some damage during the vortex, 1 stack of energy each time the target takes damage from the wild skills. Vortex explodes upon expiration, dealing additional damage with each stack, doing 125% more damage. If the vortex energy reach 16 stacks, deals extra 900%. So if you have like 30, which I think is around 25 30, the normal, if you have like 3 heroes, you're going to get 2.5k percentage, 2500 more DRT fire damage, which is absolutely crazy. And no wonder this is why we're doing that crazy damage with Fora. And this one is just giving extra stack. It's like giving extra 125% more damage of the tornado or pillar of secrets flames. That's why I think this is the best thing for Fora. Now the other one is, obviously we're going to just check it out, the latest one. Now here we also have some good one, like add 1 to the wild dice rolls, which is going to be absolutely perfect. And yeah, this one is when rolling 5 or higher on the wild dice, the damage for this instance is increased with minimum 5 and maximum 20%. But I think, I still believe this one is way better, because every 5 you're going to get 1 extra stack, which is like 20% increasing the damage of this pillar of secret flames. If I go with this one, is between 5 and 30, so it can be like 10, it can be 15, it can be 20, but with this one I think it's like guaranteed 20, because every 5 stacks you're going to get, with 20% chance you're going to get 1 in extra. And I'm not quite sure how this actually fit well with the with the performance at the end. And this is when you're rolling by 5 or higher. Now, something that you have to know for the wild, if you don't have Eric in your team to actually give you extra 2 dices to get like fire or higher, even though that for Fora is actually 10, you can get 10 stacks here, as you can see. So it's like 50% chance, and you have basically 50% chance with this one to get between 5 and 30, and this one I think is way better. This one is also very nice, but is for different type of heroes. I'm going to show you on other heroes why I actually put this specific talent. Now I'm going to go over Jasper. I think here is the other one that is doing some crazy stuffs, and this is dealing damage with the ultimate skill, have 25% chance of causing damage again. So basically you have 25% chance to hit 2 times. Every 4 ultimates you're going to get 1 extra ultimate, which is absolutely crazy. And this is dealing damage with the ultimate skill, have this percentage chance. It's not something you have to pull that amount of dices or etc. So I think this one is a very nice. Now you have to know from where actually the damage is coming, the ultimate of the hero, and which from these talents is going to boost this ultimate with the best thing. And the majority of the time is basically the last one that is a game changer. Again, sometimes it's at the middle, like this one getting like 1 extra dice, but this one is fitting perfectly well for Jasper, just because his spell, his final spell, is doing crazy amount of damage. No joke. The hero launches a throw knife at the market time, each knife dealing like 120% fire damage. But still, this 600 damage is crazy. And finally, Felicity. For Felicity, I'm going to surprise you guys because I'm going to go with this one. When rolling 5 or higher, 10 times or higher 10 times on the wild dice, next wild skill casts fireball on the enemy, dealing 500% fire damage. Since she's hitting like 5 times, if you check it out, her spells shot 5 fire beams. This means every 2 times the wild go over 5, she's going to get this 500% extra fire damage, which I think is a very nice. Here in total you can get like 750% attack fire damage, but yeah, with the talents, just by this one you can get also crazy amount of damage. Now obviously there is other talents here. This is increasing the attack. Hero gets 200 HP and damage aura. Oh, alias this 6% more damage. And here we get more. When casting ultimate skill, the hero get 1% attack, stack up to 10 times. This one is a good one, as I mentioned. It's going to give you 1 extra to your wild die. So if it's 4, it's going to be 5. And sometimes this is a game changing, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes it's a game changing. And this one, after 10 times of a ally wild roll exceed 5, the next wild roll of this hero will be guaranteeing a max value. So yeah, this is for the Felicity. Obviously this one is a small is a small boost, but you're having for Flora this one 20% chance to get 1 extra stacks, and I have seen going to 45 when I have like 4 wild heroes. That means Jasper, Flora, Felicity, and Eric. With all these 4 heroes, 40 plus majority of the time. And again, majority of the time is just because of the Eric and how he's performing. And with the dices there, obviously here the Eric is still not full. I think this mistake that I'm going to fix at one point. Here is the thing with Eric, he's also hitting with Felicity multiple times. You're going to see 5 meteorites to strike. When the target is a single one, all these 5 hits is going to be on the single target, and this is going to trigger way more this extra 500% attack fire damage, like Felicity. But Felicity, this one is on the random target. Felicity is on single target, so it's basically fixed. It's also dealing 200% attack fire damage to the enemies in the range, so I can say it's basically 6 times. And I'm going to talk about the hidden damage multiplier, the time I get like 8% DPS overnight. And that's true. At the moment I put some skills here. Currently I don't use Eric in the Temporal Vortex, but the moment I boost my Adopus, I boost my Felicity, Flora, and Jasper, things escalate. And right now I'm going to even think to boost Furbat. I have to go and check it out which one is going to fit the best for Furbat. I think this one is going to be very nice, maximum HP by 20%. I'm going to test it. Basically I'm going to just select this one and I'm going to proceed, and just to increase the survivability of the Furbat. At the start of the battle, absorb 1% ultimate energy and 1% HP from all units on the field. This effect can be triggered every 30 seconds. Not quite sure how this one is a good one, but I'm going to check it out. The moment you basically activated all the talents, you can just switch it and it's going to be like 10k, which is absolutely nothing. But yeah, oh my god, nah, not here. I'm going to use this one. This is going to increase the survivability of Furbat by a lot, and if he is alive longer, my whole team is going to be alive longer. And I can even make a test. Right now I make 310 million, and I'm going to challenge again the boss right now. Just little boost over the Furbat, and I want to see what is going to happen. Obviously nothing is going to change from point of timing, but I really want to see some crazy numbers from point of Furbat and how long he's going to survive on the battlefield. Obviously I'm not going to bore you with the whole fight here, so we're going to actually check it out the last couple minutes. I think around 4 minutes, like 4 minutes and something, we're going to actually start receiving the first very hard hits from the boss. Now normally my team survive around 3 minutes, and I really hope with this change over the Furbat, the team actually survive a little more. Right now it's like 3 minutes and 40 something seconds. And yeah, I really hope the team actually survive and be like 2 minutes and something. And this is the main target I'm doing. With these talents, as you can see over the boss, is getting so fast all these stacks, like 26 right now, which is not something game changing. But yeah, I really hope. Okay, let's get a Dopus little heal. Furbat is still alive, which is, you know, give me some hopes. It's like 2 minutes and 40 seconds. We're close to get like full cycle. Okay, the first hero actually died. Furbat is still alive, and right there, 2 minutes and 20 seconds. So I can actually say I increased the survivability just by making these talents with extra, how many, like 30-40 seconds, which is crazy. Every second you increase the survivability is the second that your team is still there doing some damage. And obviously, yeah, since it's a wild team, it strongly depends what kind of dice I'm going to roll. But I'm so happy with the performance of the Furbat, and just by getting his talents. And from where you can actually get this one, for the people who don't know, is in the grow. You go in this challenge and you're going to get like 10 per run. Obviously as a first reward you're going to receive more, but you know, it's every fight is going to be like 10. The good thing is like costing just 10 mana, 10 stamina, and I can make like 13 right now and get like 120 of each of these crystals, which is not only for fire but also for poison heroes. So yeah, I guess this will for this video, guys. I just wanted to point out, maybe if I remember right, yeah, mixing top and bottom trees, sometimes you actually need to mix and how to different branches complement each other in a fight. And I actually can give you Felicity, by the way. Felicity is from the heroes that is in the branch that complement the rest of the heroes, and not this one, but after 10 times of Ali WoW to roll exceed 5, the next WoW to roll of this hero will be guarantee a max value. So she's supporting if Fura is doing like over 5 10 times, she's going to receive max value for sure. Same for the Jasper. So this hero is a very, very nice one. On top of that, this one getting 1 to the wild dice is helping for a total performance also by a lot. And here is casting ultimate skill, the hero get 1% attack. So this spell, Wild Soul, is complement, but this is not only one. When the wild dice, or no, it's actually not this one, increase the hero's damage by 1% when rolling 5 or higher during wild checks. So this is also complement for rest of the heroes and basically maxing their damage output. Now there is no free to play talents or priorities, to be honest. You just have to get the full the full tree, and from there just switch on the one that is work best for you. And obviously don't wait to max a gear first. This is why you're stopping, basically waiting for the perfect equipment before investing in the talents. This is a mistake that I see a lot, is just people go for example, for equipment, and they actually forget that talents is more easy to be get it. Talents is way more easy to be get it. So I strongly suggest go first with the talents, and with because these talents are boosting the spell, and this is extremely important. It's like 25% chance to do 2 times the ultimate. No gear is going to give you a double damage over the single spell. Just get some good gear. Not can be not the best one, but still you're going to do absolutely crazy amount of damage. So yeah, this will be for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed. If you do, hit one like, subscribe, and see you in the next video.